Well, today is Tuesday, January 3rd, 2016. As you can see, I've got more progress. The crankshaft, my uncle came out and looked it over with me and decided it needed to come out after I told him so. And he agreed, so the crankshaft came out of the block. I finished taking and then working on getting that sucker out of there. I did pull the camshaft, you can see down in there. Checked the lifters, and the lifters all look good. Everything looks good down in there. The lifters aren't flaking, and they're not too rounded. Well, they're not bowed in. So everything looks really good internally. I got the main bearing housings cleaned up, and like I said, I took the camshaft out with the pulley on it. I left the pulley there, or I left the pulley on it. There's the little sprocket, or a little pulley that runs cog, little gear that runs the hydraulic pump right up here. That is the hole where the governor sits. The governor is in a separate bag, and that gets timed when it goes back together right there on the, if you can't see it there, right there, that cog is double punched, and it goes into the cog where the other, on the governor cog. And then the single punch cog goes centered with another single punch cog that runs on the crankshaft for timing wise. As you can see, I got everything the facing and everything pretty cleaned up. I invested in, over Christmas break, a little addition to my tool. I got a 3-inch buffer pad for my die grinder, which is handier than a one-legged guy in a butt-kicking contest, I'll tell you that much the truth. 1/4-inch arbor, really nice that I can work with that on steel and stuff. So, been working with that. I got these the faces and stuff cleaned, as why everything is shiny. I'm going to take and clean inside, or get a steel brush inside the holes, inside the sleeve holes, and get the grooves where the seals go cleaned up a little bit better. They're pretty clean, but it could use a little more work, and so I'm just gonna continue on with that. The transmission case, I did work on getting it a little cleaner. It's kind of being an SOB, and I can't really get much for gasoline in there. I don't want to screw around in there with much gas to get it cleaned out, but I got it it's somewhat clean. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's clean. I took the pump off, or the reservoir and cylinders off, so I can clean up this part of the frame. I just wanted to kind of get everything cleaned up and get the oil and grease and crap off. But here's what internally it looks. It's not too bad. I'd like to get it so where I could get inside there and go down. As you can see, it's full of crap. I'd like to get that cleaned out, but I don't think it'll be very easy. And then up top, you see up top, it's still like a black grime, and then as you get down, it gets cleaner because of course I soaked it toward the bottom. Built myself a jack stand. I think I showed you that. This here is the reservoir and the cylinders for the lift. I just got it off. As you can see up there, it's 10:15 or 10 after 10. That way I can get things kind of moving for tomorrow's purpose. It's about I think it's like 2 degrees below, no, it's like 1 degree outside right now with a wind chill of about maybe 5 or 10. So it's kind of frigid out. I've been in here all day. Like I said, I got the engine block there. I've got a couple pieces. I've got the governor housing and the throwout bearing for the clutch in some gasoline. That's just straight regular petroleum, which is a hell of a cleaning agent. Probably shouldn't be doing it in gas, but I do it anyways. It's just like Grandpa cleaning the paintbrushes out in gas. And then this ungrateful turkey, I gotta pull. I'm gonna work on getting these legs, getting the rods pulled out. I'm going to get that pin pulled out because this gearbox is there's still something slipping in the gearbox. So I'm gonna try and get that pin, the main pin, pulled out of the axle, and so I can get in the bottom side of this, here, because there's some bolts up there I got to get at, and it is a real SOB to get in there. So, and my hands aren't very small, so. But as of that, that's kind of what I'm working on. I've got parts in the part bucket, and like I said, I've got parts up there working on getting cleaned. Let's see, I've got all sorts of goodies in here. I got the crankshaft bearing, or the crankshaft cog, the pulley off the crankshaft, a plug, that's the radiator inlet to the head, the cover. I've got the distributor, and this right here is that's the governor. I've got some other couple pieces in there. I got the timing cover cleaned off and in here because it's cleaned up, and I've got the front and back end of the bearings, or of the crank holder, in there. I had to kick my Wisconsin engine out of the box so I could work on get this. I need another box, but I got parts right there for a Wisconsin, my Wisconsin single cylinder Wisconsin with an Edison mag on it. But as of right now, that's kind of what I've got going on. It's tomorrow's going to be another big day of progress. Hopefully I can get that cleaned up and work on this transmission, or the space between the clutch and the transmission. So as of that, that's kind of what's going on, and kind of how things are moving. Like I said, slowly but surely things are going, and it's coming together pretty nice. So and then I took the crank in and got it taken to my machinist, who's got my head and the manifold, and he's going to get the crank ground, and then I'm going to get new pistons and sleeves for this, because I took the sleeves into the machinist as well, and the machinist felt the insides of these sleeves, and as well suggested that they, as you can see, right, see if my phone will focus, right there, excuse me, that was rude, there's a lip, and that lip is, well, it's more than worn. So I'm going to get those done, which will be nice. So as of right now, that is the progress. That's kind of what's going on, and hopefully we'll see what tomorrow brings. Until then, see you later.